morning. I'm so excited. Good morning, Deborah.
Good morning,
How are you? Good morning, Kathy. Kathy's here in our studio audience. We are talking about just how important are girlfriends in your life. Personally, they are extremely important. And we're going to talk to you about Deborah's book and her national tour that she's been on and that she's going to continue in the spring. And we're going to talk about just how important girlfriends are. And I'm really excited today. And you know, Deborah, you weren't always a book author. You had a previous life. So tell us, what did you do before you started writing books?
So I started in nursing. I went to nursing school after I graduated high school, and I became an RN. And I worked in OB/GYN and high-risk OB, normal newborn, labor and delivery. I did the whole deal and loved it. And then I stayed home for a number of years and had my own nursery. I had 4 babies.
Wow.
Very quickly in 7 years. And so I stayed home.
Good for you.
Yes, it was a challenge, but worth every ounce of effort. Very, very, very excited that I have a large family, and now it's grandchildren, so it's just awesome. But I stayed home, I was a mom, and then decided when my youngest was 2 that I wanted to go back and wanted to get a degree in psychology, and then I got a master's degree in clinical psychology. So I took a little different turn. While I was raising my children, I was also a student. So I would get them out the door in the morning and off to school, and then I would go to college classes and work on my degree. And so I did that for a long time and finally got to my goal, and then I did my internship here in Texas. You're required to do a 3,000-hour internship in counseling before you can hang out your shingle and be independent. So I did that and then started my own practice, and I primarily work with women. My specialty still, I'm now, instead of in the OB/GYN realm of things, I'm in emotional health. So I'm an emotional health specialist. I went and did advanced certification, advanced training in women's emotional health. And I love what I do. And I work one-on-one with women in individual therapy, as well as I run groups with women. And so through the years, almost 2 decades now, I've run groups and worked with women in my therapy practice for nearly 2 decades. And I love what I do. I love partnering with women to help them live their best life, to really connect with people, to thrive, to have a zest for life, whatever struggles they're going through, if it's transitional things, if it's, you know, related to women's emotional health issues that have menopausal connections or whatever the issue is, I love helping women find those solutions. So the book came out of that. And I had people telling me all the time, you know, the things that you talk about, and I do seminars for women on weekends, I do retreats, and they would say, this has been an amazing seminar. I want you to think about putting this in a book because everything you've shared during this weekend retreat has been life-changing. How about putting this in a book? I kept hearing this from people. Oh, yeah. So I decided I need to do that, put it in a book.
And the thing is that you were, you know, did you always think about, I really want to write a book? You know, I mean, was that something that was in the back of your mind? Because it's a time commitment.
It's very much a time commitment. Yes, it is. And I did always want to write a book, Kelly. Yeah. Ever since I was in high school, I loved writing in high school. And as I went through college and then grad school, and I loved writing my thesis and doing all of that. So I really knew that I like to write, and I think I can help people through my words and through writing. So the book was a natural evolvement of me realizing a life goal, actually. Yeah. And I knew that I wanted it to be about women's issues and about girlfriends because I just felt led to really use the topic of female friendship and the connection and how it helps us live our best lives. I knew that that was what we needed to get out there in a big way, especially today where people are more isolated than ever.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know, I mean, since you're a clinical psychologist, is this where you tell me I'm nuts?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Thank goodness. Okay. You know, ever since I was a little girl, I can't imagine my life without my girlfriends. In one short sentence, why are girlfriends so important in our lives?
because God really designed our brains. He designed us as women to connect.
Yeah.
That's how we have been made by our Creator. And when we embrace that design, it's like anything. When you embrace the design the way it's meant to work and operate, then things work the best. And so for women, we've been designed to connect with our girlfriends on a regular basis, not just twice a month, but I'm talking regular connections.
Yeah.
Face-to-face is, of course, the biggest bang for the buck. When we get together for lunch, when we meet a girlfriend for a cup of coffee, we have that really camaraderie, that face-to-face time. And what the research now shows, and it's in my book, all the research tells us that when we regularly connect with our girlfriends and we practice that, we not only live our happiest life and our healthiest lives, but now they're saying we live our longest lives. They're looking at people that are in their 80s and their 90s, and they're cognitively sharp, and they're doing really well physically and emotionally and mentally. And they're looking at that and they're saying, why are these women thriving in the way that they are? And the answer to that is, these are people that are socially connected. I give examples of that in my book. And one of the people I talk about in my book is a lady by the name of Harriet. And Harriet is someone that I know. She is a wonderful, wonderful lady that is now in her early 90s. I think she's 91. And Harriet has practiced this female connection in her day-to-day life. She travels internationally. She still drives her car.
Love it.
She cooks and bakes and plays like mahjong and different games with her girlfriends. She is very socially connected and has a wonderful, fulfilling life. And she's healthy because she is celebrating her female friendships every day.
That's right. That's right. And that's so true. And that was a long, short sentence, and that was perfect.
I don't talk in short
sentences. No. But that's been so good. And you know what's great about, true girlfriends,
yeah.
That you want
yes.
people to really know is that they're not people that are going to just lay their burdens on you all the time.
Right.
But to have somebody to talk to, of course, is very important. But they're going to be the ones with you that are silly, laughing, making fun of yourselves,
right.
and there for you when you just need somebody to pick you up sometimes.
Absolutely.
And that's really important as well.
Yes.
Okay, so your professional background, with everything you've done, why do you think you were really the perfect person to write this book? And before you answer that, this is the book, guys. This is so exciting. It's called The Healing Power of Girlfriends. And this is my copy, and I'm so excited. How to Create Your Best Life Through Female Connection. This is, I cannot wait to read it. Why do you think you were really perfect to write this kind of a book?
That's a really good question. And I do get that question a lot when I'm traveling around and through different radio interviews that I've done. People ask me that. There are several things that really make me, I think, the right person to write this book. One is my background in women's health. So all the years that I worked in postpartum and in women's health, in labor and delivery, and I really partnered with women during a very special time of their lives. Giving birth is a very special time. And when you're with people during that birthing process and you see what women go through and you're there to support and encourage them, it's amazing. It's hard to even put that into words. So I have all the nursing years. That really is one piece of a background that I think is really helpful for me. All the years that I've been a women's emotional health specialist and been a therapist has been a really important piece that adds to my background and enriches what I know. And then I've been very blessed, and I don't take this lightly, Kelly.
Yeah.
I've been very blessed, and I realized that I have a tribe of girlfriends throughout the U.S. Some of them are old friendships that I've known these people since, 1980. Some of them, like Kathy, are brand new girlfriends who I've known for 3 years. And so it's really, I have I think a special place as I wrote this book. I had a special vantage point, is what it is really. A vantage point that I have these rich friendships, these people that have been in my life for so long, and I know what they've done for me, and I hope I've done some good things for them. And so when you draw on real life experiences and then you put that in the book, that's really huge because people want to know about that. And then the other piece is I did my own original research, and I want to mention that. I designed a questionnaire that is 5 questions, and I circulated it throughout the U.S. from coast to coast. I asked people to fill them out and send them back to me, and they did. And when I got those back, and it was almost 200 of them, I looked at trends. I looked at what do women really want in female friendship. I've had a demographics question, so I looked at how old are you, check the box, 30 to 40, 50 to 60, and I looked at the trends between age groups. So I took all that information that I gleaned from those questionnaires and I put that in the book as well. So that's original, and that really, I think, as people have told me, some of the things that they've been surprised about that, you know, women are looking for in a friendship or things that they don't want in a friendship. And so people are reading that and they're going, wow, you know, I relate to that. That resonates with me. So my book is a culmination of all of those things wrapped into one, which makes it unique. There's never been a book quite like this one before.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I cannot wait to read it. What do you think is, once somebody starts reading this book, what do you think the main takeaway that you want women to understand after they've read your book?
The main takeaway in a nutshell is just that if you want to live your happiest, healthiest, and longest life, the way to do that is through female connection. It's a pretty simple recipe. And we think that, oh, you know, it's important to eat healthy and exercise. And yes, it is. That is very important to our longevity. But it's not just about what we eat. It's not just about exercising. Just as important, and now that's what the robust research is telling us, just as important as those things is female connection and staying in connection with your girlfriends regularly. So if it's really that important that it's going to help us live longer, shouldn't we all be doing this and practicing this? And it's a message that I want to get out there to everybody so everybody knows, hey, I want to live to be 100. How do I do that and still be active and be cognitively good? How do I do that? It's through female connection.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, a lot of guys, especially my husband, who walked in earlier and asked if the girlfriend connection thing is, if it's okay for them to have girlfriends. We quickly said no, but it was a good question. You know, okay, so you actually, you know, met Kathy through just an interesting thing that was online.
Yes.
For looking for women who wanted some new friends because of this. Tell us a little bit about how you met, because this is one way that I think technology and social media has really enhanced how we live. And I thought it was really interesting how y'all met.
Yes,
so tell us about that.
Yes, it is. So I'm very blessed to have Kathy in my life. And the way that I came to know Kathy is about 3 years ago right now. A wonderful lady by the name of Cynthia Boland was looking for new friends. She had recently lost a very dear friend, and she was looking to make new friends and felt that it was really important to her to reach out. So she put a message on Nextdoor, and the email came into my inbox, and it said, looking for female friends, just a group of people to gather together, have some dinner, a glass of wine, do a connection through female friendship. I'm really looking for this right now. Anybody else out there up for this? Well, within 20 minutes, she had over 200 people.
Amazing.
That said, I'm in. I was one of those people, as was Kathy. And we are still together 3 years later, our group of about 30 of us. We call ourselves the Waterside Wine Women.
Love that.
It's too cute, right? Mm-hmm. We have name tags. We have just so much fun. We gather together for Christmas parties in people's homes. We're getting ready to go to Hack Winery for a lovely 3rd year celebration because we're now 3 years old. And so we're all doing that in a few weeks. We're so excited. We do little meetups in our homes. We do meetups in local restaurants and different places throughout the community. But the main focus is always on the female connection. And what we have all learned already in only a short period of time is how much that we are all so perfect in this group for each other. We have made really strong friendships in a very short period of time. We feel like we've known each other our whole lives, right, Kathy? And so it's just been the most amazing connection, and we're very grateful to Cynthia for starting this. But Nextdoor is an awesome, awesome app. It's an awesome way to connect in your neighborhood, and we just feel so blessed, all of us, that we now have this wonderful group of new friends who feel like old friends. And what a blessing we all are in each other's lives during, you know, when things happen, and things do happen.
Absolutely.
And when the bad times and the turbulent times of life find us, we reach out to each other, and we also celebrate all the good times. So it's a beautiful thing.
It is. And you know what's so fun is that this reminds me of my mom. Hey Mom, because they're probably watching. She and her group of friends from high school and college, I think there's 5 to 7 of them that have been friends this many years, and they were in each other's weddings. They have a group called Getaway Grannies, and once a month they do a girls trip. They make t-shirts, they stay up and play cards, they find places to eat, they find every time they do something it's some new place that somebody has found.
Yes.
And I love that. And that is so, I mean, she can never wait till and they all have so much fun. They stay up late, you know, till about 6. No, I'm kidding, Mom. That's late for me now. They stay up till like 10 or 11, 12, whatever it is, and they bring food and they play cards and games and visit and laugh and share stories of grandchildren and just fun. That is so important, and I love that. I love it. I love it for them.
That's awesome.
It is so good. You have been, Deborah, on a book tour.
Yes.
All over the country.
Yes.
Since April.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about the places that you've been and what the plans are for that book tour coming up.
Yes. So I'll tell you a little bit about where I've been. So yes, started in April. My good friend Jenny Gosden, who is in Scottsdale, planned an amazing, amazing book event at her club, and we had over 30 ladies that came, and I sold books and I did a presentation, and I met lovely, lovely people there. It was so awesome. Jenny worked so hard for me, and it's been my girlfriends. It's been my tribe of girlfriends, Kelly, that have throughout the U.S. put together different kinds of book events for me to come, share my message, do a meet and greet, sell some books, and just really engage with people. So I am so blessed. And then I went to Omaha, Nebraska in June. My dear friend Kim, who is one of the nurses I trained with at Methodist Hospital, Kim is also still a dear, dear friend. And Kim put together an amazing event that was very unique. It was an alumni event. So my Methodist College of Nursing, where I went to school, as did Kim, they do an alumni dinner event every year. And so it was a combination of an alumni event with all the people that have graduated from there. And then also in addition, I did a presentation and a book signing. And so I was the keynote speaker there, and it was so fun to, I mean, it was surreal. I'm standing in front of people that I haven't seen for decades and decades. And some of the people I worked nights with in L&D were there.
Wow.
So I got to reconnect with old girlfriends I hadn't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
But it was surreal as I stood there. It was very humbling, and I was so honored to be there amongst my former peers and colleagues, to be back in my home state of Nebraska and do this event. So that was very unique and just so special. I've been to California. Laura Reininger, my son's mother-in-law, did a wonderful event for me there with her friends, which was amazing. Kathy's daughter actually came. Her daughter lives there, Kim.
Nice.
She was there. She attended our event. So that was super, super special. Got to meet Kim. And then I went to Florida. One of my dear friends there, Kathy, who is in the book, she is in the book pretty prominently in the introduction actually. Kathy did an amazing event at her place that she lives at there in Florida on the water. Kathy is one of my Yaya sisters. So like your mom has a group and they have a name, I have a group. They're called the Yayas. And Kathy, Jody, and Beth. Kathy was wonderful. She did this wonderful book event for me. So I was in the Bonita Springs area, and then went up to the St. Petersburg area with a brand new friend by the name of Debbie Zito, who did a wonderful event there with 95 ladies, and we had just an amazing time in her home. Yeah. So I have been just all over the place, and then went to Mexico, did a couple events there. I've done several throughout the Texas area. Houston, it's been wonderful. I've been all over the city doing events all over Houston. So I've been all over and getting ready this spring to go to probably Savannah, Georgia is one of the ones that we're working on right now to finalize some plans with that.
Fun.
So hopefully there,
Yes.
and probably up the East Coast to some other places. Things are kind of being worked out right now in terms of details, but I'm going to be heading up the East Coast of the U.S. this spring and summer. So it's, for me, to be out there and meeting people and really hearing their stories, because they do come up and share how the book impacted them during a really tough time they just went through, whether it was they just became a widow or whatever. I love meeting people, hearing the stories, and being one-on-one with all the people that I get to have the pleasure of meeting for the first time.
Absolutely. And you know, we've had a couple of people chime in. Leslie Blankenberg Saldina, good morning, girlfriends are our lifeline. Absolutely, Leslie.
Absolutely.
Gigi, Big Red, Gigi Red, Leslie Blankenship, oh, I love you. So she loves Leslie. Very good.
Awesome.
And, you know, it's so important. It is so true. Girlfriends, you know, you have a very special relationship when you're married to somebody wonderful, and you can tell them everything. But there is something about if you're close to sisters or girlfriends, it doesn't matter if you're blood related or not. There is a very special relationship that only girlfriends can give you, you know, and it's just wonderful. Okay, so for the ladies out there, you know, if there are a lot of people that may be watching now or going to watch this video, they may be thinking, I've never really had that close of girlfriends, and that's something I really need in my life. Or when I moved, when I was younger, I left all my girlfriends behind and never really got to reconnect.
Yes.
What are your tips that you talk about in your book about that would help somebody find some new girlfriends? This is a really good thing to know.
It is a good thing to know, and I do address that in my book, because that is a question that I do get a lot. And I would just encourage people, get out of your comfort zone a little bit, risk just a little bit, and get out there. It's like what we all did when Cynthia put that on Nextdoor and said, is anybody out there up for this? Well, look at that. Over 200 women said, I'm in within 20 minutes. So what does that tell us? That tells us that women out there today are longing for and searching for new girlfriends. We move around a lot to different states. We are empty nesters, and we're wondering, that was for me one thing that happened is I became an empty nester. And so you used to be friends with the soccer moms with your kids' soccer. Now you don't have that when you're empty nesters. So people are looking for new ways to make friends. What I tell people is, put yourself out there, risk a little bit, because there's somebody else out there looking for you. And that's how I like to frame this. Not only are you looking for new friends, there are friends out there looking for you. And when you think about
me?
Yes, for you.
I'm excited.
Yes,
no, that's a great point.
It's a really good point. And so risk a little bit, put yourself out there. Some of the ways to do that is sometimes go to parties of your own friends, because we have found that our friends usually are people we also will get along with. If we have a girlfriend that we really, she's just our kind of girlfriend, she has the personality that I mesh with, then very likely her friends that she invites to her parties are also going to be like her and like me, and that we're all going to kind of be similar. So friends of friends is a great way. Sometimes at work, you can have colleagues and people that you meet in the workplace that if you just start kind of talking with them and maybe find some common ground, find out what they like to do for fun, and then make a date to see them after work and say, let's go do whatever. Maybe it's working out, maybe it's meeting for a cup of coffee, or, you know, going for a run in the park, whatever. Find somebody at work that you think that you might be able to mesh with personality-wise. So that's another one. Finding groups wherever you go, whether it's a church group, a knitting group, a scrapbooking group, some kind of music group, a book club. There's so many interests and hobbies and ways out there. Your local newspaper probably has some community things that are in your very neighborhood that are meetups that you can say, you know, I'm going to try this. And I always tell people, even if it doesn't work out the first time,
that's right,
don't give up. Go for the next time and the next time, because eventually you're going to find that one right person that's going to be just perfect for you. And remember, she's looking for you too.
That's right. And you know what, sitting here visiting with you, this is the advice that you have in this book, actually, about finding new friends is actually kind of applies to anybody, like young college
Yes.
young adults
Yes.
looking for new people, and use those hobbies, use church, your other friends.
Yes.
That's how you start meeting people. It's a very good lesson and something for people to remember, that's really how you can find some of your new best friends.
It is.
Honestly.
It is. Absolutely. Absolutely. And social media is like through Facebook and through Instagram and Twitter and everything. Those are great ways for us to also connect with our friends. But I always want to tell people, don't replace your face-to-face connection meetups with what goes on social media. It's a great adjunct tool to add in.
Yes.
And I'm a user of social media. I love it. I love all of it. LinkedIn, all of them. They're awesome. I connect with friends on LinkedIn. We private message each other.
Yeah.
I just did that yesterday. My good friend Dee, who's up in Kingwood, and we're going to have lunch this Friday because we haven't seen each other for a while. And so we're friends on LinkedIn, and we private messaged. And thankfully on LinkedIn, I do stay in connection with some friends that way. It's awesome. So social media is awesome. Just don't replace face-to-face.
Absolutely. It's okay if you have like 3,000 friends on social media and you have like 2 people you meet up with. That's not okay. Start getting out face-to-face.
Right.
Okay, so Deborah, one thing that I want to make sure I ask before we start getting to the close of the show is that I've actually had girlfriends tell me over the past 3, 4, 5 years that they've been in female relationships with friends who they thought they were their friends. It was very unhealthy. And it's like, at first they weren't sure if it was unhealthy or not, but those friends didn't make them feel very good. And then they started just thinking, I feel like I'm being used. I get let down a lot. I don't think this makes me very happy. How do people know when they're in an unhealthy friendship?
So I call those toxic friendships.
Yes.
And it doesn't feel good, like you said. You'll know you're in a toxic friendship when you just don't feel good inside. A friendship should feed your soul. If it's not feeding your soul and making you feel better about yourself and encouraging and uplifting you, then it's maybe not a good friendship. And I tell people there's some really good things to just keep in mind. One is to always have good boundaries. So boundaries in relationships, whether it's with our spouses or whether it's with female friendships, boundaries are so important, and we've got to have those boundaries in place. So that's one thing. If you've got a flaky friend who you make a lunch date with this person and then they cancel last minute and make another lunch date and they cancel again and make another date and they cancel, well, that becomes a pattern of flaky friendship, and flaky friendship is not something that feels good. So I tell people, you always want to kind of evaluate, is she going through something that's really tough? And if so, then either maybe we need to talk about that, or what's the reason that she's canceling all the time. So sometimes it's just that the friendship isn't that important to them. And if that's the case, okay, but there's other people out there who aren't going to do that. There's other people that are going to be reliable friends. So find those people. So it's just those kinds of principles, and kind of the two-faced backstabbing thing is the other one that I address. If it's somebody that is always with you and has your back, and they're 100% behind you and they stand up for you, that's your friend. If it's somebody that once you're out of the room, they are backstabbing you and they're saying things about you that are unkind, then that's not a true friend. That's a toxic friendship. Absolutely.
And flakiness is only good in homemade biscuits, not for friendship. So remember that.
Never thought about it that way. That's a good one, Kelly. That's good.
Okay, so you actually have a big event coming up that people can still buy tickets for, and it is a cruise. It's a girlfriend's cruise.
Yes, it is.
How fun is that?
Yes, it is. I have a flyer right here.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, so where can they find out more about the girlfriend's cruise? Because it's in March.
It is. It's coming up now really fast. So March 22nd to March 29th, it's out of Galveston on Royal Caribbean's Liberty of the Seas.
Wow.
Kathy is going. Yay!
Kathy! Woo!
We're gonna have so much fun. And you can get details on the itinerary or the cost and sign up if you will go to my website at Deborah-Olson.com. So just my name, -Olson.com is one place. And the other place is my other website, GalleriaCounseling.com. Both of those places have information about the cruise. If you want to call me or call Judy, who is our travel agent, her number is here on the flyer, and I'll just give it to you. She's out of California. Her name is Judy Ireland, and you call her at Judy's Travel to sign up for the cruise, 510-638-7181. And she will take your reservation. She will tell you what cabins are still available, the price points of the different levels of cabins. And if you want to call me, you're welcome to call me and get the details about the actual workshops and what we're going to be doing and all of those pieces of information. And my number is 281-770-8923, and I can give you all the information about the workshops. We're going to be at sea 2 days of this cruise, and on those 2 days we will be doing our actual seminar workshops with the girlfriends. I have lots of special things planned. We're going to be doing some small group work. I have a whole packet of materials for our participants. There's going to be girlfriend swag. There's going to be a cocktail welcome reception. We have so much in store for this week away. So come and sail away with us, please. We are going to have a trip of a lifetime, and it's make new friends and bring your old friends, and we're all going to just be girlfriends together for that 7 days. It's going to be amazing.
So fun. This is really the ultimate girls trip, I think. Okay, so Deborah, if somebody buys a ticket, what can they look forward to? What will be happening on the cruise?
Okay, so we're going to have some ports of call on 3 different days. We're going to be in Cozumel, Mexico, and then we're going to be in the Grand Caymans another day, and in Jamaica another day. And then the other days we will be at sea, and so on those days we will have our girlfriend meetups. But we're going to be doing all kinds of fun things, right, Kathy? We're going to be snorkeling. Yes, we're going to be, you know, the Caymans is known for their beautiful turquoise waters and stingrays and snorkeling with all that marine life. It's going to be amazing. So that's one thing that I'm personally going to be doing. Kathy's going to be doing that as well. And our friend Lisa that's also coming. Lisa is amazing. She's part of our wine group, and she's going to be coming with us on this week. So we're going to be having so much fun. And there's just all kinds of things at the different ports of call, whether it's shopping that you like to do in the markets, or whether it's trying out some of the local food at the restaurants. It's going to be so much fun, and we are going to really celebrate female friendship. There will be meetups between all of us, big groups, small groups, and everything in between during that week. And so I am just so pumped and so excited. I can't wait to meet all the new people that are going to join us, and also to celebrate this time with my own girlfriends.
Oh, so much fun. Okay, so give us your website again, because I want y'all to know her name is spelled D-E-B-O-R-A-H.
Correct.
Right? Okay,
yes.
So what is your website now?
So my website is Deborah, and it's again the long spelling of Deborah, Deborah dash, and then Olson, O-L-S-O-N, my last name, .com. And when you go to that website, the cruise stuff is all over that, and you can click on any of it, and you can find out more details and more information about it. And my other website is GalleriaCounseling.com, and there's a link on there for the cruise as well. So there's different ways to find out more information. You're welcome to call me, call Judy. Judy's great, and she can give you all the details. So we're in good hands with this. We've got people standing by to take your calls and to give you the information that you need.
Sorry, operators are standing by right now, so go on and get your tickets.
They're standing by right
now.
That's
right. Okay, so Deborah, how can we follow you on social media?
Oh, that's a great question. So I am on social media. I am on all the different avenues of social media. So Facebook, I've got Author Deborah Olson Facebook page. So just, again, my name, Author, and then my name, D-E-B-O-R-A-H-O-L-S-O-N. That's me on Facebook. I am on Twitter at Deborah Olson M.A. I am on LinkedIn at Deborah Olson, and Instagram, Author Deborah Olson.
Nice. And she's so connected. She has to read her own connections right here. I love that. Okay, so guys, don't forget to pick up your copy of The Healing Power of Girlfriends. They can find it on Amazon.
Yes, correct? Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, Target.com.
Nice.
Yes, Target.com
wow.
has it now too. So.
Excellent.
Yes.
I can't wait to read mine. I think you're going to find some really, really interesting things in here that are going to help you, especially if you are looking for ways to meet new girlfriends in your life, or a way to really enjoy the girlfriends that you already have and enjoy that life more.
Yes.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Deborah, one more quick question before we end the show. What is one of your New Year's resolutions?
One of my New Year's resolutions is to take more time for me.
Good.
Because this last year has been a tad busy.
Yeah.
So I have put off some things that I wanted to do just for my own soul time. One of those things is I've got a stack of books to read, and that keeps growing and growing. And so I've got this wonderful stack of books that I can't wait to just kind of tuck myself away with a cup of tea and really dig into some of this great reading that I have. And I really want to do that this year. I want to really take some time for quietness to just sit and read and take a deep breath, because this last year has been on the go pretty much the whole year, in a good way though.
It is, and you've got a big 2020 plan, so I'm really excited for you. Well, thank you so much for visiting today. And Kathy, thank you for being here. Yay! And guys, check out Deborah Olson's new book, The Healing Power of Girlfriends. And you can catch the Kelly Williams Show every week right here on Facebook Live. But we hope you have a blessed and wonderful day. And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.